Hi guys, it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thanks for watching my video guys. And today I'm talking about a fantastic topic. I've had a lot of requests about this topic, and it's about Carlos, why am I still looking like this if I've been training for so long? And the question is guys, a lot of these guys out there that train a lot basically don't still look good, and the reason is that I'm going to give you guys is going to be four. Okay, number one, a lot of guys that train out there, they train very hard and lift a lot of weight, and they become quite bulky, and they look okay in the top, but without a top they don't look so good. Now the question is, why do they do this, which leads to number two. Now the reason why they do this is because some way or someone has told them, 9 times out of 10 is probably their mates that train with them that also don't know how to train. Oh, you're looking beefy, man, you're looking, you know, you put some gains there. But what they don't realize a lot of the times is this is just bulk. You know, there's enlarged bone, enlarged muscle fibers, and a lot of body fat and water. Sometimes it can be quite deceiving. And a lot of the times is because there's so much difference between muscle and body fat in the top. It's quite hard to say what it is. Now a lot of guys, because they're getting big and big and big and bigger, obviously as they get big and big and bigger, something else gets big and big and bigger, which is their stomach. So 9 times out of 10 you see a big guy in the gym, and when they take the top off, they become a bigger version of themselves. And this is obviously, you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is a shame, because some of the guys have got actually a lot of potential out there to have a great physique, but they put in their heads thinking the size matters, so they're getting big and big and bigger, obviously, and then they get larger and larger and larger around these areas as well, which is not great for you guys. So I definitely advise you guys to kind of like get some advice and really ask the question and sort out your diet. Now, number three, which leads into obviously that area, is a lot of them is they begin to understand how to train, but then they forget about all of what they're doing in terms of diet. Now, in terms of detail, what they start taking, so they're consuming far too many calories, which then the body doesn't need, and they end up bulking up that much where everything is big, okay? And they basically just want to look big and strong, you know what I mean? So big and strong is fine, but how are you going to look like when you take your top off? Okay, now that's the big question, is how are you going to look? And then once you take your top off, you're not happy, and then you go back to the gym again and start pushing even more weight and eating more, because you think by eating more and lifting more it's going to help. It's not going to help. You've got to sort out your macros. You've got to understand about calorie counting. You've got to understand about how many meals you need to have, how many grams of protein you need to have, how many grams of carbs you need to have, how many grams of fats you need to have. You need to understand that, how much cardio you need to do, how much weight training you need to do, and then you start balancing your weight training, okay? Now number four is you need to establish really what type of physique you want to achieve, because you going out there in the gym and start lifting weights however you want to lift the weights, and to be fair, there's some guys out there that are very strong, you know, they're lifting a lot of weight, but that doesn't mean anything. Muscle don't see the weights. Now there's a huge difference between looking amazing and looking mediocre and looking quite average. Basically, if you see any bodybuilder or muscle model, first I'll give you an example. I've done muscle modeling competitions, and to be honest, a lot of people think muscle is an illusion, okay, because the more detailed you get, the smaller you get. If you look at any proper bodybuilder out there, they'll tell you that, or any top of fitness model, they'll tell you that. In my experience as well, I can tell you that the better you look on stage, right, the smaller you are. Okay, so there, for instance, I was on stage, that's the smallest I've ever been. However, to the eye, it looks as if it's as big as I've ever been, but it's not, it's actually the opposite way. Now, because muscle is detailed, because muscle is quite compact, it's not, you know, it's not dense, so fat's dense, so you find that you get more, you know, you shrink if you like. But a lot of guys don't like to listen to that. They think that the bigger the better, then they're going to do it. They won't. So you got to understand that you need to basically sort out your diet and get that, you know, if you like, you know, that mindset that by losing weight or people are going to look down on you. Look, you can look fantastic in the top. Once you take your top off, you look ridiculous, and you can look average in the top, and you can take your top off, you look amazing. Which one would you like? Okay, I know some of you guys might say, oh, yeah, but I'll spend most 9 times out of 10 with my top on. Yeah, but what would you want to be more proud of when you go to the beach or when you go out and people say, whoa, he looks in good condition? Because in the top, anyone can look quite beefy and quite decent because you're lifting some weight and you're grunting like an animal. So you might sound as if you're doing something, but is your body balanced?